Alright guys, in today's video, there is gonna be some shedding of tears, there is gonna be some talk about banned books, and there is gonna be some talk about being black in America. So buckle up.
Okay. Alright guys, well I wanna thank you. Oh my gosh. And I was like, yo, I am just going to try for the month of March to like change my. Did you get my socks out of my shoes? Yeah, go ahead and give me two now because we. Just literally with my shoes, where my socks? What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat Shay and you are watching Shay with the Hobbies. You're watching this video, that means it is the beginning of March. I'm not even gonna say a date because who knows when I'll actually get to editing this video, but hopefully it goes out before the first week of March is over. I am feeling great today. We just ended Black History Month and thus the inaugural year of the Missy Elliott Readathon. There is a Missy Elliott Readathon vlog coming. Again, not gonna give you dates because y'all know me in editing. And I had a fantastic time. I did not meet my goal of reading 12 books, but I did read either 9 or 10 with about 4 or 5 others that I'm like at least halfway through. So your girl is off to a good start. My goal for the year is to read 75 books, and your girl is already 17 books in for the year. So, you know, I'm doing the dang thing. So for March though, because I have been really feeling my well with January and February, I am taking hold of this thing that we call March Madness, and instead of it being basketball, your girl is going to write. So I am going to be attempting to write every single day this month, just to get back into the swing of writing and whatnot. So I'm super duper excited about it. And so this month I am going to be focusing on finishing the open stories, the open like drafts that I have for the Penelope's Curve short story collection that I want to put out next year. So I'm going to be working on that, and I am going to be working on the draft of Best Served Cold, My Adult Thriller. So those will be the 2 projects that I am focusing majority, if not all, of my writing attention on for this month. So the plan is to participate in Miss Tish Bovier's 5 a.m. writing sprints. So I will link her channel down in the description box below and one of the videos so you guys can check out and see what it is. It's about an hour and some change writing at 5 a.m. in the morning. So for the month of March, I'm doing things a little bit differently. Your girl is setting a bedtime and sticking to it. Your girl is setting a wake up time and sticking to it. So the 5 a.m. streams for the month of March are, I want to say, Monday through Friday. So they won't be on the weekend, but I am going to be switching between YouTube and Twitch. So I'm going to do some sprints on Twitch and some sprints on YouTube to try to kind of figure out which one I like better for sprinting and whatnot, because I'm trying to, you know, we said the word is consistency, so I'm trying to figure out how to be consistent on both platforms for you lovely people who like to watch, you know, what I'm doing. I owe you guys a little bit of consistency, you know. So the second thing I'm going to talk about in this video that I'm going to be doing March is, I have mentioned it a little bit here and there, but this is my official, like, announcement to you guys about the Read Like My Friends challenge that I'm doing this year. So this year I asked 5 of my bookish friends and the boyfriend to hit me with 5 of the books that they feel I absolutely must read. So it's open to books that, you know, I normally wouldn't read. It's like the goal is to not DNF any of them and to truly like be open to these books that my friends like and to get to learn a little bit more about them, to learn what they like to read and whatnot. So of the people that I asked Daijhanna, Britt, Deidre, Bree, Nicole, Becca C. Smith, and the boyfriend. So 7 people. And so everybody gave me 5 books. The only person that is a little bit different is the lovely Nicole. So me and Nicole and I have been like growing our friendship, and I've been talking about like wanting to get into romance a little bit more. So for everybody else, they gave me 5 books for the whole year. And Nicole is giving me 5 books for quarter. So in total, I'll be reading 20 books recommended by Nicole. And so this is to grow myself as a romance reader, because the truth is, I realized during the Missy Elliott readathon that I like the feel-good nature of romance. Like, I like it ending on a good note. Like, I like books that make me feel good, and even if they are faster reads for me, they make good like palate cleansers in between the other stuff I like to read, because the truth is I like mystery, thriller, horror, and those are pretty heavy. There can be like light cozy mysteries, which is also what she's helping me get into as well, but it's not necessarily the like guaranteed happily ever after everything's gonna be good in the end. And so I'm super duper excited about that. So for March, for the first quarter, no, truly. Okay, so for March, since this is the last part of the quarter, I'm going to be reading a book from everybody. So I'm already in the, I want to say middle, but the truth is I'm like in the first 30 minutes. You Should See Me in a Crown. It was the group read for the Missy Elliott readathon, and I just did not get back to it in time before the loan went back, and I completely forgot that I had it on Scribd and didn't even like check again. So I'm going to be reading that. That was recommended to me by Daijhanna. I've also already started Drag Me Up by RM Virtue. Shout out twin. We got the same birthday. He tight. That is one of Nicole's recommendations. I will also be starting The Count of Monte Cristo. It was one of Becca C. Smith's recommendations. Now, while that is a tome, I do not expect at all to finish that in March. I figure it'll take me like 3 months to get through that. So that, and then I'm going to also try to read, I want to say, it's Arcade and the Triple T Token, or I'm going to put in the description box because I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it is a middle grade that was recommended to me by Deidre, and I am really trying to expand my middle grade. So with that, I want to get into that because those also seem to be very feel-good stories. And here's the thing, I am trying to avoid a reading slump in 2022, and so I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that happens. So there's that. And then lastly, the last book that I will be attempting to read this month for that challenge is Shutter Island by Lehane. That was one of the books recommended to me by the boyfriend. So I will be reading that, and I love the movie. I have started the book, but like in the past, I owned it like long before I even knew boyfriend existed. So it's already been something I've wanted to read. I just never got back around to it. So I'm excited to do that. And the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about that I will be doing for the month of March, your girl is starting her Logan family saga read and reread, because there are a couple of books, primarily the very first book of the saga and the very last book of the saga, that I've not read. So, for those of you guys who don't know, the Logan Family Saga is written by the amazing Mildred D. Taylor, and the first book ever written by her for the series was Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry in the 1970s. But the first book in chronological order for the family is The Land, and your girl has started it. She is, where am I? Because he's in East Texas now. His mom has just died. Because I'm switching between the audio book and reading the book. So okay, so I'm on page 98 of a little over 300. So your girl is like almost a third of the way through the book already. And so this is my first time reading this one, and I'm already feeling super freaking emotional about the story, about getting to know Cassie Logan's grandfather and great grandfather, because when in the books that I have read and the story that I have read, he's already passed away. So there's more of his like memories through his wife Big Ma, who is still alive in the other books, and her father and her uncles, which are like super duper important. And I've always y'all, I'm getting emotional just talking about it. So, saying all that to say, there will be a reading vlog of me going through all of these books. Now that I have pretty much almost all the like original covers for the books, because you guys saw through the haul. I'll link that in the description box as well, of me getting those. And so I'm gonna be rereading and reading these and giving you guys my thoughts, and just talking to you guys about like the feels and like the thoughts, because the truth of the matter is these are the type of books that people are wanting to ban across the country. They're talking about real realities. And one of the things that I love about when Mildred D. Taylor writes this book, and she does it, is it on this one, or it may be the other one. Yeah, it might be the other one that it says, but I want to read a note to the reader before I close out this video. So a note to the reader. All of my books are based on stories told by my family and on the history of the United States. In my writing, I have attempted to be true to those stories and the history. I have included characters, incidents, and language that present life as it was in many parts of the United States before the Civil Rights Movement. Although there are those who wish to ban my books because I have used language that is painful, I have chosen to use the language that was spoken during the period, for I refuse to whitewash history. The language was painful, and life was painful for many African Americans, including my family. I remember the pain. Since writing my first book, Song of the Trees, it has been my wish to have readers walk in the shoes of the Logan family, who are based on my family, and to feel what they felt. It has been my wish that by understanding this family and what they endured, there would be a further understanding of what millions of families endured, and there would also be a further understanding of why there was a civil rights movement, a movement that changed our nation. Mildred D. Taylor. And y'all, like, just reading that made me, books like these are so important, and they are hard, but they are necessary. And when I hear Black writers and I hear Black readers say that, they didn't feel seen, and there weren't Black writers doing this when they were kids. Like, this was up until 2020. This was the last book that she wrote in the series, and this was 2001, I believe. Mildred D. Taylor has been writing for Black children since the mid-1970s. And I think that it is injustice to sleep on her and her family and their story. So I'm gonna be taking you guys through this journey with me. And I hope that it encourages you guys to read these stories as well and to share them with the children in your life, because they can ban books, but they can't ban knowledge. They can't control what's in your home and what you teach and how you influence the children around you. Because the truth is if we don't know our history, we are doomed to repeat it. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for giving me some of your time today. I know it got kind of a little heavy on the end, but the truth is, it's heavy to be a Black person in America. And so you just got a glimpse of that if you aren't. And if you're Black, know that you're not alone. We feel this with each other. So I want to thank you guys again so much for watching this video. I appreciate all you guys who are along for the journey. So if you are trying to get in some words and you are trying to write with me as much as possible in March, let me know. I'm thinking of doing like private sprints with friends during this month. So if you are interested, definitely hit me up and let me know, and I will add you to that and be like, hey, let's get some words in tonight. Again, your girl is making 10 o'clock her bedtime. That's 10 o'clock Central. So your girl is not trying to stay up late this month. Like maybe one night a week for like the weekends. But your girl is really trying to get her sleep and be productive. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.